In the secret place of the Most High, well, that's where you'll find me. Under his wings is where I hide. Said it's in the secret place of the Most. He's the Most High, and that's where you'll find me. See, that's where you'll find me. Under his wings is where I hide. It's where I hide. It's where I hide. Hey everybody. It's another fine day here in the QC. The Queen City as they like to call it. By the way, I just came to learn that Queen Elizabeth was black. But that's neither here nor there with what I want to talk about today, my thought for today. And it is trust issues. And as the Most High gave me this thought, I prayed over it, and he began to explain some things to me about us having trust issues, us folks that is. And he was like, when you're raised in a home without a mother or a father, or both mother and father, you have trust issues. You don't know who you're going to be able to trust to be there for you. And as I continue to think on the matter, I thought that when a child is in a home and a parent, and one of the parents is not there, that child will start blaming himself or herself as being the reason why that parent isn't there. And that's where the trust issues begin. And I'm one that can speak to this, to having trust issues. Because my mom and pop's divorced when I was like 10 years old. Just when I had begun understanding our family dynamics, it was crushed. And we moved to a town 20 miles away. And to me, it was like I was expelled from everything I knew. And not having my father there, who had cared for me and nurtured me and taught me everything I knew about being a little boy. He was all of a sudden taken out of the picture, on the most part. And yes, he would visit us some weekends, but not having that father figure there in the house affected me tremendously, to say the least. And as I continue to think, I thought that the only way for trust issues to be ended, if you would say, is to bring them to the forefront, deal with them, and lay them to rest for good. And this has to happen in that order. The issues can't be brought up and go on unresolved, or not brought up and try to lay them to rest, because they're always going to come back up. And me and my pops, we had a conversation about what actually happened in his relationship. And it helped me to go on and have a conversation with my son as to the reasons why I'm not there. I wasn't there for him in the home where he was raised. And see, until I had that conversation with my pop, I really couldn't understand the dynamics of my relationship with my son. And why things was being carried out to this next generation like it was with me and his. And as my pop begun to explain himself, or the family situation at the time, I started seeing that, like myself, he wasn't the one to blame. And see, a lot of times in the dynamics of our relationships, we need someone to blame. We need to point the finger at someone. And what I've learned is, even if it's the person in the mirror, someone has to take the blame. And I'm not saying that's right, because oftentimes there are people to blame. But I think more or less us folks' situation is the blame. Being raised and reared in slavery, and that being passed down to us, it's very hard and rare to see a complete family that stays together lifelong. And this is crazy because I saw my grandmother and grandfather enjoy a lifelong relationship. But once again, to hear my father tell it, there was incredible issues there also. But my point is trust issues, and bringing them to the forefront and laying them to bed. And see, what has to happen is there has to be a relationship that works somewhere in that environment. And this leads to my script of the day. Who has believed our reports? And whom have the arm of the Most High been revealed? And see, that report is our testimony. You see, what we're doing is testifying to the fact that we have a relationship that works, but with our loving Heavenly Father, and that He cares for all of us. How you doing? And that He wants to have that same type relationship with everyone else. And He wants to repair those old broken relationships. And it's only through Him that they can be repaired. Because when you ask Him to help repair the brokenness or to mend the breach, He will start opening up opportunities and doors to do so. But someone has to be out here telling their report or making the report and expressing their testimony. Because this is the only way that people are gonna believe in the Most High. And see, like my testimony, nobody can deny it. Because I was a dead man. And as I was saying, it never gets old for me telling my testimony. Well, for me now, because I know where I come from. Having suffered a major stroke, having to have open heart surgery to repair a heart valve, having brain surgery to remove a blood clot, having 3 major surgeries on my left leg to remove blood clots, and finally to have my 3 toes amputated on that same left leg, which they wanted to cut my leg off at the knee. But I said, not so. But anyway, if my testimony does seem to get old to certain people, then it's not for you. Because evidently you're not believing my report. And you're not excited with me about my testimony, about my life being saved, and the Most High being able to go ahead and use me to tell a good report about it. To authenticate the arm of Yahuwah. Well, I'm gonna let that be my thought. I can go on and on and on, especially about trust issues. But with everything, we have to take to the Most High and ask for His help. And then we'll see His arm revealed in our lives. Okay, stay up, keep pushing forward in the right direction. And don't be ashamed to tell your testimony, like the word says. If you're ashamed of Him in front of men, He'll be ashamed of you in front of His Father. That's my time. Like I said, stay up and keep pushing forward in the right direction. Shalom. And one more thought. We do need to be mindful of the perpetrators and the swindlers that come in the name of the Most High. Saying that they do have a good report. But the way I've learned to distinguish if a person has a good report or a good testimony is to see the fruit of the report. That's just like you turning in a report without turning it in. You say you turned it in, but you ain't turned nothing in. And the teacher asking you, where's your report? And you lie and say, I turned it in. and therefore you have no fruit. And it's the same way in the things of the Most High. There's going to need to be some fruit revealed. Folks are going to need to be able to verify your story or your testimony. And see, what I said in my thoughts earlier is that folks are perpetrating a fraud and trying to swindle people. Because nothing will make people follow you more than a great testimony. Because they think that the Most High is with you. Which, is that the case every time? No.